friends, welcome to my channel. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Shiko here. Today we're gonna do another DIY marble countertops. This, as you can see, that's how my bathroom looks right now. So if you're interested in knowing how I did this, keep watching. It's super easy, affordable, and just makes it look so much nicer. For this DIY, you'll need a multi-purpose cleaner and a rag, a credit card or a business card, something that's sturdy and will hold its shape, a pair of scissors, and a roll of marble adhesive. I'll link below where I found this one. So this is how my counters looked before. As you can see, they're kind of old and boring. I cleared my counter and then sprayed it with Lysol, which is the cleaning agent that I personally like to use. You want to make sure that your counters are completely clean of all dirt and any little particles that could be on the counter. If there's anything left on it, the marble will not stick to the countertops as it should. I cleaned it up and then left it for a couple minutes to dry while I pulled out the marble. As you can see, it has like two layers, similar to like a wallpaper. One side is the marble and then there's like a paper at the back to hold the adhesive. So what I'm pretty much gonna do is just peel the two sides apart and stick the marble side to my countertops. I then rolled out my marble paper and measured it on my counter. I did it lengthwise from one corner all the way until underneath the countertop. Make sure you measure underneath because you want it to look nice and seamless. You can also use a tape measure for this if you feel necessary, however I didn't. I just kind of looked at it and winged it and it worked out well. I then took a pair of scissors once it was nice and flat and then made a little nip at the end just so that I could know where to cut it. I laid it flat with my ghetto glade holder and took the scissors and just quickly sliced it through where I had put the little nip in the paper. The next step in this process is pretty much the part that we've all been waiting for, sticking it on the countertops. So I tried to remove the back layer of paper from the front one and stick it on the counter, but it wasn't really working how I wanted to. It was sticking everywhere and there were a bunch of air bubbles, and then I sat back and looked at it and I was like, wait, it's the wrong way. It's not fitting all the way until underneath as I had measured it. So I had to peel it off and start it all over again, turning the paper the other way around and just slowly working and trying to push every corner, making sure I didn't leave any gaps and there were no air bubbles in the middle. I tried to use the credit card, but it wasn't working the way I wanted it to because it was such a large area, so I decided just to use the palm of my hand and I found that to work better. Once it was as flat as I wanted it to be, I then opened up my pair of scissors and went along the edge of the sink with one sharp side, peeling back the rest of the marble paper. It was a little bit difficult. If you have box cutters, I would suggest using this instead of scissors, but I didn't have any, so scissors worked just fine. As you can see, I went all the way back and it gave a really nice straight line. I then measured up the other side of the counter. I did it real fast this time because it's just the same process. Measure out from end to end and underneath the countertop, and then take a pair of scissors and quickly slice it through. Bam! Just like that.
Oh, check it out. Yeah.
This time I tried a different method when it came to peeling the back paper. I decided to do it a little bit at a time rather than just completely peeling it off like I did on the first side. So as you can see, I just did layer by layer, making sure it's all flat and getting rid of all the air bubbles while I slowly peeled off the back layer. I feel like this is how I was meant to do it in the first place. I don't know why I didn't, because it made it so much easier and it was so much faster than the first time. I literally spent like maybe half the time on this one side of the counter than I did on the other, just based on this one step. After I cleaned up the edges of the sink, I then took little strips to cover the small places that hadn't been covered with the first two pieces of marble. Don't worry about it being like a little strip. It's not very visible just because the marble is so textured, so it just looks like the pattern. I then went ahead and finished off the edges of the counter. If your counter is any bigger than mine, I would suggest getting 2 rolls because I practically finished the whole roll on my one little space. That's the finished result. I hope you guys liked it. I'm really happy with how it came out. If you do end up trying this, please feel free to tag me. My socials are in the description box. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!